gotta admit, this find really doesn't look like much, but once you get closer, it's obvious how cool it is. Aqua Chigger picked this lake completely randomly. I mean, the research he did made it sound like there wouldn't be anything there, but for some reason he had a hunch and he decided to visit anyway. I guess his hunch must have paid off, because even though he didn't find anything good at first, he struck gold right at the end. Basically, his metal detector picked up a huge iron bar under the water, but when he went to look, he found something even more exciting right next to it. At first he thought it was just like a long-handled shotgun, but the more he looked at it, the more he realized it had to be way older. It turns out he'd actually found a gun from the Civil War just lying at the bottom of the lake, with the hammer still intact and everything. Honestly, I have no idea how it got there, but it's a pretty epic find, even if the chances of it ever working again are pretty slim.
Let's try it. Alright, here she is. It's another Spencer carbine. I found one of these a few years ago. And this exact same thing. Isn't it neat? Got a lot of the wood left on it. A lot more than my other one. The reason I know it's a Spencer, if you look in the butt plate here, you see that hole? That's how you fed the cartridges up into it. The cartridges went all the way up through here. There's a tube in there. And you could just lever them out. I think it held 7 rounds. Isn't that cool?
Number 4. So even if you're a super brave explorer, there are some things you just don't want to find, and evil possessed dolls are pretty much the top of the list. So to give some context, this guy had explored a lot of haunted buildings before, so he's not easily scared, but even he said the doll was scary enough to make him turn around and leave. Basically, the house had no visible driveway, and it was literally hidden in the middle of the woods, so they had to crawl through prickly plants just to get inside. Once they did, there was red paint all over the floors, and everything had just been left to rot. Worst of all though, they even found a crawl space in the attic, which someone had obviously used as a bed, and a doll was hanging from the rafters by its neck. Now I know that's pretty creepy, but it gets even worse, because its eyes were completely blacked out and was slowly spinning around in circles. I mean, it was so creepy to the point that they decided that going any closer would probably be a bad idea, and to be honest, I can't blame them.
What is it? I don't see anything. Holy fuck. What? No, there's no way. Look at this shit. Fuck. It's so strange. Okay, so that is literally probably the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's really slowly moving back and forth. That is so freaking weird. How is it moving? I don't know how it's moving. No breeze in here. Well, I gotta feel a little breeze now, but there shouldn't be any breeze in here. There is no reason that baby should be moving.
Number 3. You ever see something so random that it's pretty much impossible to figure out how it got there? Because I think that might be exactly how this guy feels. Like Aqua Chigger wasn't even looking for anything in particular, he just picked a river at random and went looking for treasure, and basically he found something pretty crazy. In fact, it was so random that at first he thought he was looking at actual human remains, because he just couldn't figure out what in reality was going on. Basically, he saw what looked like a foot under the water, and then when he got closer, he realized it was an artificial leg, with the foot at the bottom covered in moss. Like, even though he's a pretty experienced treasure hunter, he'd literally never seen anything like it before, so understandably, he was pretty, well, surprised. To be honest, the leg was in pretty good shape too, but it's really confusing to wonder how it ended up at the bottom of a river. I mean, maybe someone took their leg off to go swimming? Or maybe it fell out of a boat, I guess we'll never know, but it's still a pretty cool find.
This is the first for me. Let's go look at it. I guess it's not too freaky, but I've never found an artificial leg. Let's go look. Definitely a first for me. Can't say I've ever found an artificial leg before. It's obviously been in the river a long time and it is in terrible shape, so I don't think anybody's going to want that back, even if I could find the owner. And it is quite heavy, and I can't drag it out of here because I don't want to drown today. There's some information. I guess we'll take a quick video of that.
Number 2. Honestly, a lot of these finds are super random, but I guess if you were trying to hide the fact that you'd ever done drugs, throwing all the evidence in a river would actually make a lot of sense. Don't get me wrong, I mean, Adam Brown Adventures found some pretty normal stuff too. He ended up with some sunglasses and even an iPhone 6, but the weird plastic bag filled with sand ended up being the most exciting. So the sand had pretty much wrecked everything, but it was still pretty obvious what everything was for, because there was a lighter, some vape pens, and even what river explorers usually call Christmas tree ornaments. Now, if that didn't make things clear enough, there was even some tiny little round containers, although whatever was in them had been washed away by river water. I've got to admit, it's a pretty hilarious find, but everything was destroyed anyway, so he's pretty much just cleaning up litter from the bottom of the river. With that said, it's probably not what he expected to see when he went exploring for the day, and the people in the comment section seemed just as surprised too.
Well guys, I found a bag, and it feels like there's something in there. I don't know what yet. I think I know what this is, guys. Well guys, it looks like a little vape pen. Little container of I wonder what's in there. Whew. Looks like some river water.
Number 1. So if you went exploring and could wish to find anything in the world, you probably wish to find money, right? I know it sounds impossible. I mean, no one just stumbles on $100,000 walking around, but that's exactly what happened to Ed the beach hunter. Basically, he was just on an average treasure hunt on Angel Beach when he found a silver package literally full to the brim with $100 bills. Now, it was obviously drug money, so he had to be careful with it, but it's fair to say that he was pretty pleased with himself for finding it. Okay, so we're kind of cheating because the whole video is actually an April Fool's prank, but it's amazing how many people in the comments bought the story. Not only that, but loads of people seem interested in trying treasure hunting out for themselves because they thought they might just be able to run into an insane amount of money too. With that said, even though it's not likely, this list proves you can find some pretty crazy things, so it might just be worth a shot.
Piedras. Oh, hell no. Nah, mis huevos, wey. What the fuck? Yeah. I'm in shock right now. I don't even know how to act anymore. Look at that. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh man, there's over 100 grand here. Ah, God. I don't know what to say.
And there's our video on the top 5 craziest things YouTubers found, part 3.